Ooh wee. My little degenerates. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, here, back at it again for another video. And it's about that time, man. It's about that time. I gotta talk about The Last of Us Season 2. Oh my goodness. I've been sitting here for the last few hours or so, and I've been trying to record something. But man, I just can't, man. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit for you guys. Let me first start off by saying, if you did not watch season 2 or season 1 of the TV show of Last of Us, go watch it, come back, or don't. I don't give a fuck. If you have not played the games, go play them, come back, do whatever you want. Don't give a fuck. Because if Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazos don't give a fuck, so why should I give a fuck what you do? But I'm going to spoil this fucking bullshit ass season. So, let me just give a little bit credentials and say I love season 1. I think season 1 is the hallmark of what a adaptation, especially a video game adaptation, should be. I think it honors the original source material, but then at moments knows when to deviate, and in some cases elevate the material when necessary. And I've been very proud and very happy about that. Like, truly happy about that. I think Last of Us, the TV show, season 1, is literally up there with Arcane, Castlevania, the original Castlevania Netflix show, and the Sonic movies as the best of the best video game adaptations. And it won numerous awards. So I was hoping in season 2 they would have carried that energy into this season. The same team, the same everything is back and better than ever. So I was hoping that they were going to take the material and elevate it. Instead, what Craig Mazos and the team did was not only just lessen the material, but in some cases take the worst part of the material and made it even worse. And I'm just baffled on what the fuck is this season. I'm baffled. It's like 2 different people made this season. I don't know if Neil Druckmann made this season and Craig Mazos was asleep or something, or Craig Mazos was asleep and Neil Druckmann, who was fucking directed. I don't know. But god damn it, this shit was not good. This is not a good season. But there were some highlights that I do want to say. So some of the positives I would say is that, for one, I think the production value of this show is really, really good. Like, just the way how like sceneries and like sets looks absolutely incredible. Like, I remember just listening to the podcast and them explaining how they recreated the scene of Ellie in the museum with Joel and Ellie, and how they literally had to run out and go purchase like glitter shit just to put it on the wall to make it look exactly 1-for-1 like the game. And I really want to give them tons of props and credit to that. I think the episode 3 or 2, my apologies, episode 2, when they do the big fight scene with the infected going into Jackson was incredible. By the way, there's way more infected in this season than the previous season. A lot of people complained about that there's not a lot of infected. We're not seeing a lot of clickers and whatnot. Well, they listened and they took that criticism to heart. I loved how the stalkers are portrayed, and they even have a lore reason why they're like that. Is because, like, generally speaking, the infection is like getting smarter and adapting to the world. So now the stalkers are getting even more smarter, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So overall, the production team and like everybody who works on the production side, pat yourself on the back. You did a great job. I would say the acting everyone's doing a pretty good job. I would say the three biggest stars is, of course, Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal, man. I know he's in a lot of things now, but man, this man is so fucking good, bruh. He's so good. He has only a few episodes, and man, he makes the most out of those few episodes that he's in, and I cannot praise him enough. I think he's even gotten better as Joel, funny enough, because that was my biggest complaint of the first season, that he didn't feel enough like Joel. This season, he really felt like Joel. And again, the penultimate episode that was like, fuck, like Pedro Pascal got it. It's like episode 6. Like you see so much different layers of Joel in that episode, and it was like so good, so good. So Pedro Pascal, bro, he's the GOAT. Isabel Merced is another one. Oh my goodness, she is the Scream Queen, or AKA Dora the Explorer, for those that don't know. She's awesome as Dana. I would even go so far, this is a better interpretation of Dana than the fucking video games. Like, she elevates the material. She's so much fun in this show, but also I think she's a good juxtapose to Ellie in this show compared to the game, because in the game she's a little bit more silly, and in the show she's a little bit more serious, but she's very smart, and it's a good counterplay to Ellie, and I really enjoyed her. She was so good. She was honestly the highlight that was getting me through this fucking show. All right, like I would honestly say, if I had to crown an MVP, she was the MVP of the show, because she was just so much fun. Last but not least, Caitlin Dever, aka Abby. Oh my goodness, this fucking girl. All right, this girl. It was like watching Abby from the video game come to life. The rawness, the intensity of this actress. Holy fuck! I knew she was gonna do good when they cast her. I was like, oh man, she's gonna do so good as Abby. But I was not expecting to feel that rawness, like a straight 1-for-1 from the video game. Like I praise everybody, but she's like I had to take a step back. I was like, whoa, like holy shit, like this girl is straight up Abby from the video games, bro. Like her intensity, her energy. Again, I was just so surprised that the show did not have a lot of scenes of this girl. But every scene that she is in, with the little bit of screen times that she does have, is so captivating. And I think when we get to season 3, she's gonna be the highlight of season 3. She's gonna bring it. I have total faith in her. She may not have the physique of Abby, but man, it was like, holy shit, like she was so good. I read up also that she was originally supposed to play Ellie, but she was just too old at the time to play Ellie. And so her coming in and playing Abby is just so good. I wish she had fucking played Ellie for part 2 based off of what the show did, but that's neither here nor there. We're not at the negatives yet. But those are the 3 that I thought was really good. Some of the changes to the video game was really good, or added moments was really good. I love the death scene of Joel a little bit more, and how it happens a little bit more than the actual video game. In the video game, it didn't make sense that Tommy said Joel's name, and Joel was like introducing himself to random fucking strangers when he just massacred a whole group of fucking fireflies. It just didn't make any sense. It really didn't make any sense. But having Dana be the one to out his name, be like, hey Joel, where are you? Like, and Abby putting 2 to 2 together, that, wait a minute, this is the motherfucker I've been looking for, was so genius, so good. And I was like, fuck yes. And him not even saying why or what when they asked for the names again, him not saying anything and just worrying about Jackson was so good. I was like, oh man. And just having Mel and the crew, some of the members of the crew, like horrified of what Abby was doing to Joel as it went on was like so fucking good. I was like, oh my God, this is elevating the material. Because I really, as much as I thought it was a good idea to kill off Joel, I always hated how the execution of that, and I think it was nailed perfectly. The only negative I have, my only like complaints I would say I would have for that is I don't like Abby like revealing the reveal of Abby's dad there. I think that should have been saved, should have waited and saved that. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. And also like the final blow doesn't hit as hard as the video game. Up to this day, I still get shivers every time I hear the final bonk on the head.
Please stop. Please don't shoot. Joel, please get up.
So, you know, it doesn't hit as much, but I will say the scene is overall better than the original scene. Oh, Isaac gets more of a screen time than he did in the game. Isaac in the game is just like a twirly mustache villain that you don't get to know. And in here, like it's cool to find out that he was a Fedra agent who just eventually teamed up with the residents and just took over Fedra and then changed it into the WLF. And, you know, then he ran into the Scars and started becoming the very thing he swore to destroy. So some of the things they've added and changed was pretty well done. And I was very, very, for the most part, some of the changes that I just mentioned were like some of my favorite. Oh, and I forgot the penultimate change. Ellie finding out Joel killed the Fireflies is such a good change. I like the whole shit with Eugene was so good. That line Joel gives about, you know, when you love somebody, you always see them. Oh my God. Like that shit hit so hard, and that whole shit and how Ellie was able to put two and two together was so better than what the fuck the video game did, where she just randomly finds a random fucking tape recorder, finding out like, oh, Joel massacred the people. I thought that was like actually fucking like genius. And I will say there are a few little Easter eggs. Like I like my favorite Easter egg actually is actually that two of the actors in the show, Toddy Gabrielle, who plays Nora in the show, and Joel's dad, Tony's Dalton. Oh man, they're both in fucking Naughty Dog's upcoming game, The Heretic Prophecy. Oh my goodness. So it was like a cool little nod and wink to that game, but also like fucking Last of Us. It was kind of cool little nod to projects that's coming up from Naughty Dog. I kind of like that. So overall, those are the things I liked. I know that just went on for so fucking long, but now I'm about to rip this show a new fucking asshole. Because this shit ultimately just fucking sucks, for me personally. So I think my first biggest complaint with this show and why I genuinely dislike it is the pacing. This fucking show has the same pacing problems that The Last of Us fucking Part 2 had, where it's like you're going through in one particular order from you starting as Ellie, only to end the show with just now saying, hey, here's Seattle day one, now with Abby. I hate that, and I thought that was a bad call. I never liked it that they decided to do that. I never liked the idea that, oh, halfway through the season, now the next season, or the next part of the game, you're gonna now play as Abby. I don't know why they kept that shit. I thought one of my greatest wishes from this show that I thought that they were gonna do is have, when you get to Seattle, day one, you'll follow Ellie, and then one episode, day one, you'll follow Abby, and then two, then day three, till you eventually get to the convergent part where they both meet each other. I thought that's how they should have went about it. Instead, you have an amazing actress who's playing Abby completely absent, just killed the main character, and now everyone has this fierce hatred for her without getting her side of the story. And now we leave on a cliffhanger, and now you have to wait until season 3, I mean, to fill in her side of the story. I hate that shit. I don't like it. I never liked it for part 2, and they did it again. Why the fuck would you do that again? I just don't. I just think that's a really bad call. So I didn't like that. I also think in terms of pacing, I really hated the section that Jackson took like 3 months to then go on the revenge quest. In the game, it's like you probably have 1 or 2 days to recover from what just happened, and then you're on the hunt to go not only retrieve Tommy, but to go get your revenge. And so it's like in your face. The pacing is so good at that point. And the show, they stop Holt for like episode 3 just to tell us about, oh, well, some people in Jackson actually cares about the community and doesn't want to risk more people going out for a silly revenge quest, while others are saying we should go get revenge. I don't give a fuck. Like, why are we wasting time? Why are we wasting time like that? And overall, I just feel like because the episodes are so short, there's only 7 episodes. And a lot of the episodes I noticed was around like 30 to 40 minutes long. It's not enough time to escalate and really see the growth of Ellie's descent into madness, or into like this vengeful creature. And because the whole season, again, she's fucking around, which I'm about to get into, it really hurts the pacing, really hurts the show, and it just makes the shit just so uneven. I was just sitting there, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? You know, say whatever you want about Last of Us Part 2 and how they handled the Ellie portion and then the Abby portion, but at least up until that point, the game was structured pretty well. This shit, I would expect them to like really knock this out and be like, okay, since it is a shorter season, let's do an hour-long episode for each episode and really tighten this narrative. But again, just certain moments don't hit because they're not developed all too well. So there's that. But my biggest complaint about this fucking show is Ellie characterization. Now, for those that don't know, Ellie is one of my favorite video game female characters, next to Bayonetta, next to the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. I love this girl. I love her. She's such a cool character, and there's so much, she's so deep. And I thought what they had with season 1 was fucking flawless. I really felt like Bella Ramsey killed it as Ellie, part 1 Ellie. Let me remind you what I'm saying. Part 1 Ellie. I thought she really brung her A game and really brung like that innocent but toughness that I was looking for from Ellie in part 1. And I thought she killed it. And I was like, this is cool, but in season 2, we gotta replace her. And what the fuck did they do? They decided not to. So I was assuming that they didn't do that because, oh, we're gonna do flashbacks. And probably season 2 was gonna be nothing but flashbacks. Wrong. They decided to keep the fucking girl. And for the most part, and this is not a dig on Bella Ramsey, she just don't look the part of a fucking like older Ellie. This Ellie's supposed to be 19, look rough and tough, and feels way different from part 1 Ellie. Like the light in her eyes is gone because of Joel's truth and her finding out that her life doesn't matter to her. Like everything she's been through was all worth for nothing. And in the show, she's just like fucking like saying jokes, fucking around, and just acting like a fucking child. And I was just like, where's that grit? Where's that rawness from Ellie? And again, this is not a dig on Bella Ramsey. I think Bella Ramsey's doing a fine job. It's the direction and the writers who told her to do these ridiculous shit. And she's just the weakest link. And it's because of the writing. And you know, I saw one clip where they showed off like she was doing, like she did martial arts training and shit. And I'm just kind of like, where the fuck was that in the show? Like, and again, and this is my biggest negative, and this is gonna go into my next negative, is that they try to make Ellie too likable in the show. One of the things I love about part 2, and why I argue with my friends so much about it, and why I'm a huge defender of part 2, despite its glaring flaws, I ultimately like what they do with the characters. Because by the end of the story, no one is likable, no one is a good, quote unquote, person. And Ellie is a fucking monster by the end. This girl massacres a whole fucking army just to find one fucking bitch. One fucking bitch. She's willing to sacrifice her friendship and a newfound love interest for one fucking bitch. Just incredible, like, devious selfishness from this character. And I praise Neil Druckmann for that. This is why I say Neil Druckmann is a pretty good writer when he can actually get his shit together. He's a pretty good writer, because motherfucker, like, most people would never take that risk of making their character unlikable. Everyone wants to make their character likable or redeemable. Ellie, by the end of the story, is unredeemable. She's a fucking monster. So why is it throughout the whole show she's just bubbly gubbly and like, ha ha ha, I'm on a date with fucking Dana, ha ha ha, we're going on a camping trip. Like, bro, that's her throughout the whole show. So when they do get to those iconic moments from the video game where she takes off her shirt, and like the scene where she's all bloodied up after killing Nora, it doesn't hit. It doesn't fucking hit. And the reason it doesn't fucking hit is because there was no build up to her turning into this dark, savage creature. Because the whole show, she's just fucking bubbly. There's not really much action scenes where she has to murder a bunch of people. Like it's soft. It's soft. And that's my biggest complaint, is that the story is soft. It's like Disney came in and fucking made this story. That's not Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2, from the moment you play the game for the first time, you open the main menu, there's a theme right there. You're about to enter the darkness. Darkness is all you're getting from Last of Us Part 2. It is unrelenting darkness. This is why I've only played that game twice. I played Last of Us Part 1 multiple times because I love it so much. Part 2, I played only twice because it's that fucking dark. Because it's so unlikable. People are so unlikable. So to take that and then say, fuck that, we're gonna make everything all bubbly and nice, it's just fucking stupid. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Really crazy to me that Dina had to be the one to remind Ellie of her revenge quest. That is crazy to me. That's crazy. My Ellie from the fucking video games, when she found out that Dina was pregnant, you want to know what she said? You want to know what she said?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure, okay? I didn't want to be a burden.
Well, you're a burden now, aren't you?
She was like, Dina, you're a fucking burden, bitch. That's my Ellie. My Ellie was not playing any of that shit. This Ellie is like, I'm gonna be a dad. What is going on here, bruh? And then like Tommy, that change is so unnecessary. Tommy not being throughout the whole season, or not even being referenced throughout the whole season, and doesn't even go off and find Joel's killer, is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's like they're so afraid to commit to characters being fucked up and being human that they sacrifice a really good portion of the story. Like, really, honestly, most of this shit is just Dana and Ellie fucking around in Seattle, occasionally running into clickers, Dana getting her pussy popped from fucking Ellie with her dirty ass fingers, and just looking silly. Like, it just felt so unbelievable lighthearted. It was like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Like, oh my goodness. I just really wish we had just gotten a more serious and darker season, because the whole season is just like nothing but, oh, every character is just like fucking around and having a good time and like going on a fucking field trip. It's so soft. And it doesn't even also help that Tommy's not there. Like, why did they not include Tommy going off and seeking his own revenge? Like, it's just so silly to me. It's so silly to me. What made it cool in the game is that when you play as when you play as Ellie's section of that game first, all you see is the fucking massacre of Tommy. All right, Tommy's like fucking becoming the ghost of fucking Seattle. All right, fuck Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Seattle. Like, it's so crazy. And then when you play as Abby, this motherfucker is literally out here fucking putting a bunch of WLFs in body bags, motherfucker, body bags. And then you have a whole section in the game where you have to run and hide from Tommy because he's shooting you with a fucking sniper and drawing infection in front of the fight. While you're fighting infection, you gotta worry about a sniper coming at you, bro. It's like incredible shit. And in here, he's not mentioned. He doesn't even come, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, and that's what made the revenge quest even more interesting, because Ellie wasn't even supposed to go and leave Jackson. She left to go save Tommy, and then got dragged in to be like, oh, well, maybe this is my opportunity to get revenge on the quest. So to not have Tommy there is just fucking stupid. Like, it just did not work for me. I was like, what the fuck is this, bruh? I was like, what is this garbage? And then there's just certain dialogues that just fucking makes no sense. Like Ellie saying the infamous one that everyone's been making fun of, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm like, did you not remember that's Jesse's kid? Jesse's at that time, before he dies, that's his kid. He would still have rights and still have say over his kid. What the fuck are you talking about, Ellie? Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? Why are you being such stupid? And that's another thing. Ellie in this show is kind of stupid. Like what happened? Like, there's even a conversation Dana and Ellie had about Ellie's intelligent, and Dana's like, yo, like, you don't even know how to triangulate shit, bruh. And like you're more of the muscle of the group. Like, you have no brains. And I'm like, whoa. Ellie in the game is pretty fucking smart, all right? She's able to craft fucking bombs and shit. What the fuck? And traps and shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I just found that line and just certain shit just stupid. It's almost like this man, Craig Mazos, and the team totally forgot that Ellie was raised in a military school. Fedra is a military school. So of course she would learn how to do triangulate shit and like read radio and everything. Like, what the fuck? And survival skills from Joel teaching her like, hey, you gotta carry med supplies and this and that and that. What are we doing? What are we doing here, bro? Like, what the fuck, man? And then there's one part with fucking Jesse and her, which, by the way, I actually thought like Jesse additions that they added to Jesse and why he believes in community was like so good. But then they have this really like, oh, band together moment where Jesse's like recounting what she said, whether Jackson should go after Abby or not. The council meeting, he reiterates that, oh, well, you would have went and saved me if I was in trouble. But I was like, in the last fucking few minutes, a few hours ago, she literally deserted you and was like, oh, fuck Tommy. She traded revenge over you, Tommy, and Dana. What the fuck are you talking about? Like it's just silly dialogue like this that this made me like really fucking angry, because it was like by the end of the fucking show they shouldn't have tried to make up. They should have been like, nah. And that would have been an interesting interpretation, that like Jesse don't fuck with Ellie because Ellie's too revenge crazed and wants nothing to do with him, or wants him around the kid. That would have been cool, a cool different dynamic than what we have. But instead they try to again soften the blow and soften shit. And it's just like, come on, bro. Like, have some fucking balls. Have some balls, writers. I gotta assume Craig Mazos wrote this shit, or like some people came in, because I know Neil Druckmann wouldn't do this shit. I know, but then again, this is the same guy that's done a wild shit. But come on, just have some balls, man. Don't soften this shit because it's TV. Have some balls, man. Have some balls. Like, why would you remove Dana's Jewish heritage from the fucking show? That is so crucial to her character, because later on, when we do eventually go to the farm and whatnot, if you read the fucking text in the book bag, Ellie literally explains how Dana is always happy and always joyful and always bringing up that, you know, about Jesse and the people we lost. And Ellie and Dana explained it earlier in the fucking, when you go to the church, like how religion really helped her through the darkest time of her life, and how it gave her a new appreciation of life and whatnot. So what are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why would you remove that? And then there's just other shit, like changes I fucking can't stand. Why would you have the most iconic moment of Ellie's fucking journey? Why would you have the revelation of them sitting on the porch scene that's meant for the end of the game? You're showing it early in the revenge quest. No. I like the dialogue in it, and I love the line that Joel's dad gives with the whole like the cycle of violence in terms of family dynamic, the cycle of mistakes that families pass on to their kids and to other kids. It's so good. I like that idea. And I love Joel's like if you should have a kid of your own, or one day when you become a parent, I hope you do a little bit better than me. I thought that was so good, because we know what, for us video game viewers, we know what that means. And so it hit. I was like, this is so good. But why are we not saving that till the end of the fucking series of the Revenge Quest, where Ellie spares Abby and flashes back to that moment of thinking about what Joel said? Because that moment recontextualizes the whole Revenge Quest on why she's fucking pissed, and why she wanted to kill Abby, why she couldn't let go of that anger, and why she decided to let go of that anger. Because at the end of the day, as much as Ellie tries to portray herself as like this person who's like Joel, and throughout the whole Revenge Quest she's trying to be like Joel, deep down inside Ellie has a heart. She has light in her soul. And even though she's done all that horrible things, by the end she never fully succumbs to the darkness. She pulls herself back from her life by remembering what Joel said. So why the fuck would you show that? Again, it's just diminishing the writing, bro. Like, again, I'm not even saying Neil Druckmann is like the best writer. I have respect for him. But why the fuck would you take such the most iconic moment and just throw it out so early in the show like this? This is so stupid. So again, and then another change that they fucking made that I fucking hate is the fucking like, oh well, actually the fucking cure could have been made if Ellie had died, confirming what all of us been saying for years, or been theorizing or like debating for years, could we have made a vaccine in the zombie apocalypse or whatever? For them to give us that answer and be like, yeah, you could have, it's so asinine. That really diminished one of the aspects that I loved about Last of Us Part 1, is that it's a mystery, or it's left up to your interpretation whether or not they could have made the vaccine or not. And it led to some amazing arguments. You know how many fucking times I've seen, or I myself have argued with people that the vaccine could, or maybe it could have been done, but who would trust the Fireflies? If they are the ones that should be the ones to confirm whether or not who should get the vaccine or not. Bro, like, these are shit I like. This is what Last of Us is all about. It's these questions that are ringed to you or bring up to you, but Neil Druckmann and the team never give you the answer. You have to fill in those blanks. And so for them to fucking do this, it's just so silly to me. Why would you change that? Why would you change that? Why would you change that? It's like, what the fuck, bro? This shit reminds me of everything I hate about kind of Kojima's writing as well, where it's like you set up something cool and it's supposed to be a mystery, and you know, the fans theorize, and that's the fun. That's the fun of it. It's like theorizing and shit. And then in subsequential games, Kojima will explain the shit. Explain something that didn't even need to be explained. He explains it. And it's like, well, why would you explain that? Because whatever we was already thinking was already cool and what we wanted. So why would you even explain that? I don't know what is with writers trying to over-explain their work instead of like letting the audience just theorize whatever the hell they want to theorize. Like, that's the fun of an adaptation, or like making art, is having people's own interpretation of art. So again, I just hate when writers do that, and to see Neil Druckmann fall for this shit, it's like, bro, come on, bro. Last thing I'll say, and I already said it before, but the cliffhanger ending, I just want to go over some more why that shit pissed me off. The editing for that is so fucking bad too. Like, holy shit, you have Ellie just standing up there like, looking silly as fuck, and then it just cuts to black by Ellie saying no, and Abby raising her gun. The editing for that is so fucking silly. I busted out laughing. I was like, what the fuck? And if I'm catching that shit, then there's a problem, because I usually don't catch shit like that. But it was so on the nose. I was like, that's silly. Why would you even do that? Why didn't you not do it like how in the game, where it's like, she says the line, I gave you a chance, I saved your life, and you wasted it. And it cut to black as she raised the gun. And if you wanted to do the gunshot, you could do the gunshot. But bro, like, what are we doing here? And again, and I said it before earlier in the video, but I'll say it again. I just think it's a very, 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 very bad idea to tell your audience, oh, here's a character that we know you fucking hate. Now wait 2 years for her side of the story. What? At least with the game, whether you disagreed or like that, I don't like that we did that. But at least you could continue that point right off the bat. I don't know why Neil Druckmann, why Craig Mazos, or maybe the higher ups over at HBO didn't sit there and say, you're filming this shit back to back. But it would have made way more sense to film it back to back, because it just doesn't make any fucking sense to do this shit. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any fucking sense to do this. And don't even get me started once again on the bad pacing where this fucking girl Ellie goes on the boat to go to the aquarium, and then the storm happens, she gets knocked off the boat, and then we somehow go to the fucking island. We go to the Scar Island. We're gonna just call it Scar Island for right now, and gets almost lynched and cut open like a sardine. And all of a sudden they hear the alarm, and then all of a sudden they all retreat and go to figure out the alarm and leave Ellie, and then Ellie gets back on the boat and goes to the aquarium. What the fuck was the point of that scene? That was such a big waste. And then again, it got to the point where every time I watched the podcast and they try to explain this shit, I was just like, no, fuck this shit. I don't care. Because they try to explain it in the podcast and it absolutely makes no fucking sense. They were like, oh, well, we're trying to show the darkness that even the kids are indoctrinated in this thing. You literally showed that when we head to Seattle. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? You showed the dark side of the Seraphite, because I was worried, because the way how you showed them off at the beginning was like, the Seraphites are like good people. But I actually was like, holy shit, like you guys did it. You showed that the Seraphites are evil when Dina, Jesse, and Ellie were looking at the execution. And Dina gets her fucking leg punctured. She gets shot in the knee with a fucking arrow. So again, we already established that. Why are we showing that again? That's a pointless fucking scene. And they were like, oh, it was originally supposed to be in the game. Well, I'm glad they cut it from the fucking game, because in the game, it was so cool how you got on the boat and there's a fucking storm going on, a hurricane and shit going on. And it gave you this impression that the world and nature itself is trying to tell Ellie, stay back. Don't go on the revenge quest. The world is telling her, the fucking ocean and everything is telling her, a cosmic force is telling her, don't go to this shit. But Ellie's persistentness is keeping her going. And again, it was so good in the game. Why the fuck would you take it out, bro? Why would you just not just have her go straight to the fucking aquarium? Just silly shit like this. All right, I'm done talking about this shit. Let me just wrap this up and say this. If you're a TV only person, I could completely understand if you sat there and was like, this is the greatest show on television. Season 2 ups the ante and is way better than season 1. I will forgive your ignorance. I will forgive your ignorance because you don't know better. You don't know better. So I will forgive your ignorance. But if you're like me, who has spent countless hours on Last of Us Part 1 and is a huge defender of Last of Us Part 2, I don't know how you could sit there and generally look at season 2 of The Last of Us and sit there and it's like, that was fucking amazing. To me, this is the worst adaptation to a video game or a sequel to a video game I've ever seen. Just purely disregarding the pacing and making the pacing worse than the video game by only having 7 episodes. The simple fact that we have a main character that's pretty much a bumbling idiot and is half of the time just going on a fucking field trip with her girlfriend and missing that grit and that anger and that bloodlust that was in the game, and just changes to the actual story that some, while work, others are just bafflingly bad that hurt the experience. Overall, I just cannot recommend this season. This is the worst adaptation I've ever seen. And I can only pray what the fuck they're going to be doing in season 3 with Abby. Now we have to follow a character that, just like in a video game, not a lot of people are gonna like. And now the shit is saying, hey, let's wait 2 years, maybe 3 years for season 3 to make us care about Abby and her crew and whatnot. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Whoever thought that was a good idea should be fucking burned to the stake, because this shit is ass. So for me, I'm not too happy about Last of Us season 2. It is a huge downgrade from the first season. And oh my goodness, I am not prepared for season 3. I highly recommend, if anybody's never played Last of Us Part 2, to go out and play the game, because you're going to get a more darker, a more seasoned story than whatever the fuck the show has presented. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if this video was very long, but I just had to get this fucking shit off my chest. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of season 2 of The Last of Us? Comment below and let me know. And as always, more videos are coming soon. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, signing out. Have a good one. You know, you gotta love that the show was so ass that I actually went out and purchased the PC port of Last of Us Part 2 just to take the fucking shit out my mouth. Like, holy shit. So good work Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazos. You did your job. You got me to purchase the PC port. Congratulations.